Ripple FX episode
Trey Peace.
Trey Peace. But it's not about Trey Peace. It's about Gina, Bada Bina, and it's Women's History Month.
Yep.
And the best woman to interview for this month is not only my wife, but my best friend and business partner. So, in great fashion, it's Ripple Effects, and you're an entrepreneur. You're doing this great thing with your life, traveling, running a business, being the most beautiful woman in the world.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What has the ripple effect played a part? How has the ripple effect played a part in your life?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to start in college. I always wanted to study abroad, but that didn't happen. And so senior year, I had the opportunity to do my student teaching. I was at Illinois State. I had the opportunity to go to San Antonio, Texas, and there was only 3 other students with me. So it was kind of a cool thing to explore a new culture, and that kind of started my travel itch. And from there, I got a job teaching in Atlanta, 3rd grade. And after 4 years of teaching, I was just like, I cannot possibly see myself doing this for 20 more years down the line. And I was burnt out, and I didn't really know it, but I knew that I needed to do something else, and I knew that there was more. And I knew living paycheck to paycheck was just like, that was not fun. And so I came home. I was like, let's make a change. Let's move somewhere. And so we picked the Philippines. If you didn't already, listen to episode 1. And so we moved to the Philippines, and then about 2 or 3 months in, our Wi-Fi was not stable. And at the time I had already lined up a teaching online position through Magic Years, it was called.
Because that's what you were supposed to do.
Yeah.
You went to school to be a teacher.
Yeah.
You got in debt.
Yeah.
With student loans to be a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's what I knew.
That was, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I couldn't do that anymore. And I kind of had a quarter life crisis. Like, what am I going to do? I was crying, and you just told me, well, we need digital marketing for our business. We need a website. We need social media. Why don't you just do that? And I was like, okay, I can do that. And it just really sparked my creativity, and I really loved scrapbooking and doing arts and crafts and all the things when I was younger. And so that kind of just transferred into the digital realm, thinking about transferable skills. That's definitely one of them. And along that time, I met Jules online. I started digging into all these online communities, and I was just, I always knew about Facebook groups, but I never really used it to network like that and to learn and grow. And so I was just learning so many different things about digital marketing, and Jules actually was my first mentor. But before that, we were accountability buddies to learn SEO together. And so that kind of blossomed into her hiring me for her own business as a social media strategist. And that's where I learned all the things about social media strategy, just behind the scenes of how an agency runs. And yeah, so that's how the ripple effects worked in my life.
A couple of things I'd like to note is that we moved to the Philippines before the pandemic. Mm-hmm. And if you haven't listened to episode 1, do it, because there's a big part of a car accident and a settlement and us having financial backing to allow you to have this space. But also the pandemic was a great opportunity for us to were inside the whole time. The whole world was shut down. And that's when you and Jules built this relationship, was during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And everything moved online. Everybody started getting a podcast and a digital presence and Zoom meetings and all the things that were digital. And just from my perspective, the pandemic was a great opportunity. It was like perfect timing because you were going through this transformation.
Yeah, it was definitely a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We've traveled quite a bit. We have quite a bit to go. How has traveling impacted your life, influenced your experiences and your work?
Yeah, I think that there were so many things, societal norms or things I grew up thinking were true as a child. And I didn't know that those things were, I don't want to say holding me back, but they could be improved.
Like what?
Like my mindset around money and, that whole situation had to be unpacked. But it wasn't until we stepped away from everything that I knew, and we went all the way across the world, that I was able to see myself doing these things and see that there was something that could be worked on. I'm specifically also thinking about not ever being mindful as a third grade teacher, always having 26 kids Miss Oliver, Miss Oliver, Miss Oliver, and never having a moment to myself to be mindful. I never practiced meditation or mindfulness or anything until I stepped away from that, and also realized that I truly was burnt out, but just didn't know that term or didn't know that was a thing. So that prompted the whole self-discovery and journey into wellness and what it means to mentally, physically, spiritually live well. Financially, of course. Yeah.
Socially.
Yes.
All the things.
All of the things. And so that's one of the reasons why we work with women in wellness, is because we are so passionate about living well in all aspects of life. And we want to work with other people who are doing that. And we want to help other people live well. And yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a great answer. I would like to extend some inspiration, bite-sized inspiration. We're almost at the 10-minute mark. What advice, suggestions, recommendations would you give to any woman listening, aspiring to be an entrepreneur, aspiring to be a traveler like yourself? What would you tell them?
Yeah, 3 things. So 1 is to find your people, find your community. You cannot do it alone. You need accountability, you need motivation, inspiration. You need people to be cheering you on. And whether that's going to networking events or different meetups in your area, or your online community, going in Facebook groups and Slack groups and wherever, to find people that are going to be there for you. That's number 1, super important. And number 2 is get financial backing if you need it. I didn't know this, when we started Wave, that there's so many grants and loans and different financial opportunities available that a lot of people don't know about, but could be really helpful for your business when you're first starting out. So research that if you need that. And the last thing is just to say yes to everything. At the beginning, you might not know exactly your niche. You might not know what you're good at. So you need to say yes to a lot of things. I did that, in the beginning, and kind of narrowed it down from there. And that's really important.
Nice. So 1, community.
Yes.
2, financial backing, however that looks. And 3, say yes, say yes, say yes.
Yes.
At the beginning, and then figure it out from there. I love that.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too.
Okay.
And
okay.
A special shout out for Women's History Month to our moms, our sisters, all of our amazing clients who inspire us every day.
All the women in the world.
Yes.
I have a belly button because of you. Love you, Mom. That's a wrap for episode 3.
Yeah.
And join us in 2 weeks where we'll be diving more deeply into our pillars of wellness.
Yep.
And
waves don't die.
Waves don't die.
Bye.
Peace.